Hello, my friends. I've got some things to discuss with you today in Star Citizen. We are going to talk about a variety of things, and stay tuned till the end of this video to discover maybe a few of the strategies that I have used to overcome some of the many bugs that have been showing up in the game. No, not those bugs. Just other bugs like that crash the game or whatnot. And you even saw one of them in process while I was recording the video from last week. And the bugs for me didn't stop there. I probably doubled or even tripled my losses over the course of the last week with just the variety of bugs that happened. Luckily, oddly enough, not all of them were the same for me. It wasn't the same thing happened every time. I didn't ever see the disappearing cargo again. But let's talk about some of the bugs that we've been experiencing and some of the changes that have happened in just the last week. Also, have you noticed the traffic in this area on Area 18? It looks like ships from the game. Wait a minute. That's an Origin 300i. Interesting. Okay, well, so back to the bugs. We have had a variety of bugs to the point where people have been getting seriously peeved about the game. And admittedly, with how much credits I've lost, I could probably say that I would be in a similar boat, but things have gotten better. Like, watch this. This is real time. Checking out a ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's there. I have had times where the screen maxed out and didn't even check out my ship. You showed a marker for the hangar, but it didn't actually spawn the ship in. And if you weren't careful, it would destroy your ship, which was admittedly very annoying. Now, as we look at some of these bugs, I am not too surprised at the fact that the devs have already succeeded at reducing some of these bugs, like the vehicle claim error and sudden disconnections. Like, I was able to play for several hours and I didn't have a lost connection once. Now, one of them that's very annoying was that the character customization has some glitches sometimes, and it can be really frustrating because when you try to log in with this particular error, I have had, over the course of the last week, many days where I couldn't log in for the entire day because by the system saying player unstowed, apparently that means that it thinks you are currently playing and it's not going to let you log in again. So you'd sit on this loading screen forever. Yeah, that's truly annoying, especially when you have limited amounts of time to play and you kind of want to get playing. Come on. But I can say this, even though it seemed like it was a totally doomed thing, if you saw player unstowed, you were doomed and you couldn't play for several hours. I don't know what the true timing was because I didn't stick around. I had other things I needed to do, so I just went about my business and went to play other games, which probably is not in the benefit of Star Citizen because they want you to play the game, right? But with a recent attempt, I actually had the player unstowed, and it only took a few seconds longer for the loading screen to happen. And it did actually let me into the game, much to my surprise. I cannot guarantee that that's going to be the way it happens every time, but it seems like if player unstowed shows up, you're pretty much got to wait maybe till the next day to be able to get into the game. I don't know how to fix that, guys. I'm sorry. I even tried deleting the game. I tried deleting all the metadata, or not metadata, but my app data of Star Citizen, and I tried everything, which really sucks because I had to rebind all my keybinds. Even though I'd backed them up for some odd reason, they didn't come back when I restored them. That being said, I have found a couple of tricks that have gotten me through some of these errors without them popping up every time. One of which is patience. I have found that when you're spawning your ship, if you click on the X or if you move away too quickly, there is a good chance that you just destroyed your ship. If you just wait and it times out and it kicks you off of this ASOP screen, then you might survive and you can try again without having to claim your ship again, which is nice, even though it takes a whole minute for the screen to kick you out. That's not as good. But, these long errors, sometimes the ship will spawn, and if you notice that the ship is there, I realized I can hit the X, but if the ship doesn't show up, if you don't see the second marker for your ship, don't do this, because if you click the X or walk away from it, it destroys your ship. At least that's my experience thus far. You can shout out to me if you've been able to get it to work differently. But with the second marker, we know the ship is there. And this is one of those rare occasions that maybe CIG has done a sub patch of some sort that you downloaded when you started the game, maybe starting Friday, and now it's no longer a bug. I don't know. But we'll have to watch it over time. But patience seems to be one of the biggest keys. When you're going into the cell stations and whatnot and trying to select your ship, there's times when my ship doesn't even show up. I have found that if I jump away from that area, then I jump back to it. In other words, I use the quantum jump. I jump to maybe another station or another location on that moon, and I jump back to it, that voila, I'm able to be seen again. Or I go turn in my ship, pull it back out, and wash, rinse, and repeat from there. There's a variety of little tricks that I've come up with that have reduced on my stress. Now, number one biggest thing, for some odd reason, I want to know if anybody else has had this problem. If the game has crashed on you, did you have Chrome open? Because I have noticed an uncanny amount of times when I have Chrome open on my computer, even if it's minimized in the background. Chrome has been open when I have a crash. And I have noticed that when I stopped having Chrome open, that I have had a lot less crashes within the game. It seems like Edge and Firefox do not cause these crashes, but there have been a few instances where they have. For the most part, they haven't. So if you like to watch Netflix on a different screen or whatnot, you have the opportunity if you're using Edge or Netflix. But if you're using Chrome, there's a good chance that the reason why your game might be crashing is because of that simple situation of something that Chrome is doing is really causing problems. I don't know. I've come up to this station to show you a claim situation. Claiming has been really buggy for the last week, and this is an opportunity to show you if it's going to smack us in the face or not. Now, there was some tricks that I came up with. One of the tricks you could do was you could go into third person, and you could do this weird, well, let's get it around so we can see the screen. And if you have a second screen next to you, you would access the second screen. And when you did this, you could bring up the ship that you wanted, and you would say, okay, we want to file a claim. And you'd click on one, it would give you the error, click on the second one, and it might work. This was hit and miss. About 4 days ago, I tried a different version where... Hang on, let me just reset this because now it's all buggy, because when you do the two-screen thing and you close one of the screens, it really messes you up. So a different way that I did it was when I hit claim, I would get ready to back up, and then I would click file a claim and then back up away from the screen. Now this is the first time since the launch of 3.18 that I have actually been able to have it do that. Alternatively, this is what the heck is going on here? Apparently it logged me in here. I would click on this, and then I would back up, and it would pop me out. And when I went back to check it, it would be in the process of retrieving my not retrieving my ship, but doing the claim and the insurance claim. So the good news is there are a couple of strategies you can use now. Are they all guaranteed to work? No, not really, because it does seem like a lot of what we are trying to do when we try to work our way around bugs is all experimental, and it's likely that the Kraken is going to show up and kick you out of the game one of these times anyway. Regardless of how careful you are, it's just guaranteed to happen. I guess that's one of the reasons why we play an alpha game, is because we know there's bugs. We want to help the devs make a fantastic game. And truly, Star Citizen is not by any means a bad game. Yes, it is an alpha game, but it is a really good alpha game. Holy cow. Leave a like if any of these ideas helped you get through some of the bugs that you might be experiencing. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.